Good evening once again, and welcome back to Raising Awareness. This is our first show of installments how we're going to do. I'm your host, DJ Dizzy.
I'm Jay Antonio.
I'm Ralph Nervous. I want to thank everyone for tuning in, watching it, contributing. This is just one of the many shows that we want to do. We'll close it up at the end. Just want to thank you guys while it's on my mind.
Yeah, before we wrap it up, there's an article that I seen, and I wanted to read it, and I saved it for the end. And it goes again with our topic for today of suicide. Again, you know, if you have suicidal thoughts, there is an 800 number out there for you guys. It's 1-800-273-TALK. That's 1-800-273-8255. Or you can go on suicide.org. So I was reading this article, and I'd like to share it with you guys. And maybe it might help kind of pinpoint and you recognizing some signs. So it says a suicidal person may not ask for help, but that doesn't mean that help isn't wanted. Most people who commit suicide don't want to die. They just want to be, they want to stop hurting. You know, that's a lot out there right now. Suicide prevention starts with recognizing the warning signs and taking them seriously. And that's what a lot of people need to start doing, is kind of listening. Like I said earlier, is about you hear something, you got to take it seriously, because not a lot of people are just going to say, man, I feel like dying, just out of the blue.
And once again, that the people, if they whisper it to you, if they mention it to you, laugh about it to you, that they trust you, that they think possibly, they're not going to say it to everybody. Yeah. They're choosing to possibly help them out of this despair.
So it also says if you think a family friend or a family member is considering suicide, you might be afraid to bring up the subject, but talking openly about suicidal thoughts and feelings can save a life. And just anything with today is saving a life. So again, you know, the 800 number out there is 1-800-273-TALK.
It's disassociating yourself, tying up loose ends. You know, they're making their rounds and
giving things away, selling things off, and little signs like
saying
that.
Goodbye. You know, in those forms, just notice the mood swings in general. You know, if they're not eating, I'm just trying to think of all the different ways that I've heard about. Mostly there's the change in the behavior. You know, notice if you know your kid's on drugs, then maybe you need to be more aware that if he doesn't get the proper help, that he's going to try to go off the deep
end. And most importantly is awareness of self, making those changes that are going to happen on the inside for you so that you can open up the door to hope. That's, once again, just to reiterate and to wrap up, awareness of self and awareness of others and their problems and their issues, and making sure that you're reaching out to as many people as possible that may be suffering from depression. It could be a simple thing. I mean, you know, a lot of old people out there don't have a lot of family. You could go to a home and, you know, talk to some of the people there. Being generous with your time is actually one of the best things that you can do to help fight negative feelings.
Get involved in your community. There's a part of the community that is passionate about solving problems, changes. Associate yourself with those kind of things. Walk into a church if that's what you think you need, and I just recommend a hospital or call the police if you're to that point. But there's plenty of ways to look for help.
Yeah, if you don't feel comfortable with a family member or anything, look for an authority figure. You know, go higher up. You know, like I said, the church, an officer, going to the police department, fire department. They're all here to help you and to guide you in the right direction to the people you should talk to if you don't feel safe with a family member. Once again, Ralphie, let everybody know where they can send in their comments and replies. And
we have the Raising Awareness Facebook like page. We have the Monovision Live like page if you're familiar with that. Any of ours, Ralph Nervous, DJ Dizzy. We also are uploading these videos to YouTube. So you're going to look under Raising Awareness Now.
If you want to
Motivision Live, all those tags, we're going to be able to find it. We'll post it on our pages.
If you guys want to keep it private and confidential, just private message us and let us know, and we'll keep everything confidential. If you let us share your stories, or once again you'd like to come onto the show and disclose or talk about these topics, please feel free.
Professionals, if you're a therapist or you're a leader in the community, psychologist, not just about suicide.
Anything.
Any of these awareness shows we're coming up in the next weeks. This is a trial, our second series on the Motivision Network. Encouraging people to speak out for any cause that you believe is positive for the community. Racism, anything we're coming up with, homeless, but motivationlive@gmail.com is where you could reach us, and we could definitely email you back with any info we have.
And that's what we thought about coming up with this show, because it's more about the community and people out there. So a lot of our topics that we're going to come up with in the near future is going to be racism, domestic violence, homeless, cancer, all kinds of, there's just so much out there, bullying and all that. Every pinpoint we want to talk, and a lot of, like we were talking earlier off the air, is bullying, suicide, all that kind of all ties into one, but something's got to start somewhere. There's a pinpoint where it starts, and a lot of it, and we want to attack it all. And that's where we want to bring you guys the information, and whatever you want to share with us, we'll share out, numbers or hotlines, people, whatnot,
Yeah, and so it all starts with awareness. And that's why we're here to bring that awareness to you. And as for this topic today on suicide, remember the first step is recognizing that these thoughts are going through your head. But the very next step after that is remembering to have hope. That you are a wonderful person, you're a beautiful person, and you do have a purpose on this earth. Don't ever forget that. Make sure when you wake up in the morning, take that deep breath and be proud to be alive.
So in wrapping up, once again, thank you guys for joining us on our first segment. And hopefully a lot of this was helpful and educational, as it was to us in doing this, and all our future endeavors. And remember, on the holidays, keep hope, keep everything safe, your families, and let's see how it goes. So tune into our next show when we're going to talk about racism on our next show. So if you guys, anybody out there has any pinpoints, comments, any interaction with that, and would like to come on and talk about it, please let us know. Like he said, professionals.
Have a good night, y'all.
I'm DJ Dizzy.
Good morning.
Jay Antonio.
Rob Nervous.
We'll see you next time.